Today we're gonna be having a very productive day. Hopefully. We kind of already are, so we're off to a good start. I have a massive to-do list. I feel pretty productive so far because this morning I finished a book that I was reading. I finished up the last like 40-ish pages of it, and I got a lot more read on a different book that I have to read for my book club, so really loving that. I'll probably talk about reading stuff a little bit later, but right now I have a big to-do list. I think I want to make this vlog just a couple of days long and try to fit in as many to-do list things as possible. So yeah, I love filming these vlogs. It really helps to film them in the first place so that I actually can kind of hold myself accountable a little bit. So yeah, if you need someone to be productive with you, if you need a study buddy, if you need, for today, for example, someone who is going to do all of the unfun admin adult paperwork baloney crap that you have to do, I will be your person. But task number one is a bit more fun because I currently have my notes app up on my laptop, and I'm going to be taking down all of my notes and thoughts and getting things ready for the 1Q84 discussion video, because Carolyn and I have penciled in our filming time this week to film the book club discussion little podcast episode thing for 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. So this is going to take me a while. I think this is the episode where I'm just like, I need to think very deeply about what I want to say about this book. So that's what we're doing this morning. I have like my monitor up with like research and like other people's thoughts and different articles and stuff like that. I just watched a fantastic video by Katie Books on BookTube. I will link his channel down below because I love him. He's great, and his video on 1Q84 is really fun and informative. So I will link that. I just watched that to like get a little bit of a refresh because I have been out of this book for a while now, but I'm gonna go and write all of my thoughts down. So this is number one on the to-do list, is 1Q84 research and reading notes and script and all that stuff. So let's do it. Welcome to another day of productivity. I'm sorry if it's a little loud this morning. The door is open because it is finally going down in temperature. It is like 15 degrees, but I just woke up, just had a little bit of water, put on some comfy clothes, and we're gonna continue the mission of just getting everything together today. I just made a little pumpkin coffee this morning, and then, oh my goodness, last night, I don't think I vlogged it and I forgot to tell you, but I was like, if I get everything done and I'm feeling good with the work, I'm gonna go get some donuts. I'm gonna go get some donuts from my favorite donut shop ever. I got a big old box of donuts from Bloomers. They have like 3 locations, I think, but if you're in Toronto ever, please. It's a fully vegan cafe, and they don't just have donuts. They have my favorite, one of the best coffees I've ever had in my life, the best donuts I've ever had in my life. Like Bloomers, I love you to death. They have croissants, they have bagels, they have pies, they have cakes, they have muffins, they have loaves, but their donuts are really what they're known for. And it just, they've got their fall flavors in. Look at how gorgeous she is. Look at this. Okay, so I got a pumpkin pie donut. This is their pumpkin one. I got 2 of them actually. I already ate one. I got a matcha donut. I got an apple pie donut that is half eaten, and then just their like sugar donut. So sugar cinnamon, I think. Good afternoon, really, at this point now, to day 2 of our just like being very productive vlog. As you guys can tell, I am back in the city, and I have just a huge to-do list of things that either I wasn't able to do at my parents' house because I just got back from visiting my family out of town for like 3 weeks. So I am back now, and everything has just been a little bit crazy. I am waiting on a very important email today, and it hasn't come yet, and it's like 3 p.m. now, but I'm just gonna keep doing me and hope that it arrives soon with good news, because it's either gonna be good news or news that isn't quite as great. So I'm just waiting for that. Yeah, more on that soon, hopefully, especially if it's good news. But this morning I slept in a little bit. Something that I've been doing, and that, oh no, I did get 1 clip last night at the gym because yesterday was a really good, productive day. It was just that a couple of the tasks that I had on the list, namely the Murakami research notes, thinking, writing it all out, prepping for Carolyn and I's video. My necklace is so tangled. I'm like trying to untangle it. That took a really long time because I can just get lost in the sauce. I was reading so many like Murakami interviews, other people's thoughts on 1Q84, speculations. Hi, baby. It's Calcifer. Hi, baby. It's just a necklace. I know, it's probably, yeah, very fun toy. Ow. Okay, thanks. You're not really helping though. Yeah, so the Murakami thing just took me forever, but I'm really happy with what I wrote down, and it's looking to be like it should be a very interesting discussion with Carolyn on that one. So yeah, we actually filmed that video tomorrow, so I gotta make sure I have everything ready for that to go today. But the other thing that took me a really long time was that I was researching the picks for my book club that I host on Fable called the World Tour Book Club. If you are new here, I host a book club where I've converted, like, it's not really my personal journey or anything, but I wanted to have a space where I could invite you guys along with me to read a book from every single country in the world. Oh, I got it. And that's what the Fable Book Club is. So the link is always down below, completely free to join. You just have to create an account. No. Okay, don't break it. Don't break it. Yeah, so I was just spending so long yesterday researching our book picks, or the picks that I wanted to put on the poll for October, because some months I have like, you know, I have picks planned out that to me kind of speak to the month or are just books I'm really excited about or books you have requested. But for the October picks, I didn't want to make it like necessarily totally spooky, autumnal, gothic, Halloween vibes, but each of them kind of have a little sprinkle of that in the pick. So the poll has ended up being, okay, Kelsford. The books on the poll right now, the different countries are Nigeria, Ghana, and Egypt. There's actually 2 picks on the poll for Egypt because I couldn't decide. So first up, we have The Age of Magic by Ben Okri, which I didn't actually know this author existed until someone commented that they thought I would really love him. And so I researched him, looked into all of his books, and The Age of Magic sounded really interesting because it's actually the one that's winning the poll right now for Nigeria, because this one is about a group of filmmakers or film students who take a trip to the Swiss Alps and things go awry. The next book that's on there for Ghana is The Wolf at Number 4, which is about this disgraced school teacher who makes friends with this 11-year-old genius kid who everyone calls the wolf. So this one is supposed to be pretty gothic. And then the 2 picks for Egypt, we have The Queue, which is a classic dystopian, and we also have The Innocence of the Devil, which is by a very famous feminist Egyptian author. This one is about 2 women who are in an insane asylum together. That being said, the book I've been reading all morning, and I'm really happy because the past few days I've been trying to get back into my reading in the morning routine, and I really have been, and it's been really nice. Yesterday I finished a book that I was reading, loved that, gave it 4 stars. Today I've made even more progress on The Lady's Paradise. I love this book so much. I'm loving this so much. This is the World Tour pick for September, so I am obviously needing to finish it up pretty soon, but like I'm on page 124. Loving this so much. This could be a 5-star. The Lady's Paradise for me is one of those books concerning a subject matter that I'm like, I only want to read about this. I hate doing this activity in real life. I hate this environment in real life, but reading about it, I am like drooling because it's just a very safe environment to access these things for me, because The Lady's Paradise is all about the development of the department store in the late 1800s in Paris. This was also a gift from Paige when I had my PO box open. I've gotten a lot of like emails and comments recently asking if I have a PO box. I don't at the moment, but I'm hoping in the next month or so actually to reopen one, because I haven't had one for 2 years now, and I really miss having that back and forth with you guys, and just another point of like connection. And obviously thank you to Paige so much for this, because I'm loving it. I don't know if you can see all the tabs. So yeah, this is the story of the department store as character, of course, but also we follow Denise, who is this young girl who's just moved from the countryside to Paris. She's an orphan and she's trying to take care of her 2 younger brothers, and so she's trying to get a job with her uncle, who wrote to her like at her parents' funeral and was like, hey, sorry, you could come work here if you want, but he wasn't really sincere. And so when she shows up, he is like, oh yeah, you can't work at my little shop, because the whole neighborhood is in the throes, is suffering under the new capitalism of the department store, which is called The Lady's Paradise, this specific one, and is run by this very exploitative businessman named Monsieur Mouret, and it's just so flippin' good. Like, this is exactly what I want. I'll say there are pages and pages of description, very description heavy book on clothing, materials, drapes, lingerie, carpets. Oh, we just had such a rich section on the carpets. This is the kind of book that you want, or at least I really want to write a paper on. I want to write an essay on, and so I'm kind of tabbing it and underlining everything as if I was going to at some point in the future, because who knows, you never know. The whole thing is about women who both work at the Ladies' Paradise, because Denise gets a job there as a sales girl, and about the women who are exploited on both ends, the customers and the sales girls, but we get just like the perspective of everyone working at the department store. I love it. Oh, I just love it. Man, this man can write. Building, which seemed so enormous, brought a lump to her throat and held her rooted to the spot, excited, fascinated, oblivious to everything else. Two allegorical figures, two laughing women with bare breasts thrust forward, were unrolling a scroll bearing the inscription, "The Lady's Paradise." The spectacle seemed to Denise to be endless. There, outside in the street, on the pavement itself, was a mountain of cheap goods placed at the entrance as a bait, bargains which stopped the women as they passed by. It's just really honestly interesting because the department store and like the methods of sale and like business transaction and just frankly the whole commentary on capitalism and like the really in-depth behind the scenes look at how the department stores run is very interesting to read as a modern reader, because so many of the practices that Murray and his colleagues and businessmen are employing, like someone commented in the book club, like he would just do so well in 2024 because oh god, it's just devastating to see how like the business practices of there was a quote recently just parallel exactly what is going on with like online shopping and the whole Amazon thing, and it's just so apt and it's just frightening because I'm like nothing has changed, but it's really saddening to see kind of the beginnings of what I mean in this neighborhood specifically the Ladies Paradise was doing and the department store, and like just like no longer having little shops like Denise's uncle, which specialize in doing what they do best, and instead having these huge corporations which just do everything in a very mediocre fashion. But he explains his business model. We don't need a large amount of working capital. All we want is to get rid of our stock very quickly in order to replace it and make the capital earn interest each time. Ah, you sell cheaply in order to sell a lot, and you sell a lot in order to sell cheaply. I was reading about how Murray is like going about exploiting his customers, but then on the side, he's also a huge womanizer, and he's kind of sleeping with and exploiting all these different other women on the side in like a sexual fashion. So just like going hand in, I'm just loving what is being explored here. The dummies' round bosoms swelled out the material, their wide hips exaggerated, the narrow waists and their missing heads were replaced by large price tags with pins stuck through them into the red bunting round the collars, while mirrors on either side of the windows had been skillfully arranged to reflect the dummies, multiplying them endlessly, seeming to fill the street with these beautiful women for sale with huge price tags where their heads should have been. It's really perfect for the fall as well because it's set in Paris in the October, November, and December months so far. So it's just great. The atmosphere is to die for. So honestly, I'm just really feeling for poor Harriet because she's so awkward. She's so shy. She's so gentle and innocent, and she's being like harassed and bullied by everyone at work now. And I'm just like, I love you. Oh, Harriet. Her name's Denise. I think Harriet is the girl from the book I was reading yesterday. Oh my god. Morning reading routine is back in action. It's going great. It's such a great way to start the day instead of like scrolling. I wanted to make a new like Instagram schedule because I would really like to put more creative juice into Instagram, both in terms of like photography and reels. I would kind of like to start a little bit dipping my feet into short form content because I have a couple of ideas of stuff that I've always wanted to make that just frankly doesn't work for long form video content, even though like this is my thing. The long vlogs, the YouTube videos will like never stop. I don't think I'll ever convert to like wholly being a short form content creator. That's just not my thing. But there's a couple cute things and book-centered things and cat stuff and fashion stuff that I've always wanted to do on like reels on Instagram. So I think what I'm gonna do is create a page on Notability because I just really like being able to draw and write and schedule out and move things around, and like especially being able to have like a little bit of inspiration. So I'm gonna open Notability, which is so much more than a note-taking app. You can really do literally anything you want with it, and it's really nice because they have a bunch of different templates that you can use. You can search up anything. Obviously they have like calendars, weekly to-do lists. Okay, this is great. All I have to do now is fill in and create and plan, and then I can also add like links and stuff. So I'm just gonna start doing this a little bit and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. I am pretty happy with the way that this turned out. I don't want to like turn around and show you because you're gonna get spoiled. I finished at least a couple weeks worth of like content for Instagram, which is great. Half of it is like kind of ready to post. I'll just need to edit some stuff, and then the reels I need to like actually start filming them. So I think that's what I might do this evening, is just try to do one. I already got the books out right here. It's for like a specific book recommendation video, but like I wanted to do shorter versions. Ugh, I just want this to dry. I want to do shorter versions of my specific book recommendation videos on reels, like very specific, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so to give you a clue, I'll just say like cats. The other thing that I need to make sure to do tonight, I started a half marathon training schedule. I have, and I am a week into it now. So today's actually my rest day from running, which is good. But basically I just went online and searched a bunch. Like I went through a lot of people's half marathon training schedules, and I just picked one that I thought looked like doable and realistic for me. A lot of vlogs ago, I think nearer to the start of the year, I was like, you know what? I want to run a marathon. I really want to run a marathon. I've cooled off from that idea, but I still would really like to get back into running. So I thought a half marathon would be obviously a little bit more doable, at least, you know, half more doable. So that's what I've been doing. I can pop it up here if you guys are interested in the one I'm using. But today I'm technically on the Sunday, the first Sunday there. So today will be the completion of week 1 for me, even though it's not Sunday today for me. Last night I did run 3 kilometers straight. I'm very proud of myself because basically I've only been back into running for like a week now. I'm going into this cold, which I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing to do. So what I might do is make this schedule even longer by repeating like week 1 and week 2 to actually make this full thing take 14 weeks instead of 12 weeks to get up to 21 kilometers. It just felt really good. I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I did used to do like cross country and track and field in school, but yeah, it's been a long time for me getting back to it. So I'll let you know how it goes. Let me know if you want running content, if you want half marathon training in this. I've stuck to it for a week so far, and tomorrow I only need to run 2 kilometers. So yeah, basically the schedule is just like run, rest, rest, run, rest, run, rest, run, rest, rest. It has me scheduled in exactly a week from now for a 5K, which like I feel like I can do. And here's the thing, like last night I've mostly been doing indoor running, but I think I would like to switch it up and do mostly outdoor running because I really like running by the lake and stuff like that. And I used to hate running outdoors. I used to be a very strict, like I only run well on the treadmill kind of person, but recently it's been like flipping a little bit. I'm like, no, I run so much better outside because the time just seems to pass by. But on that note, like last night running, I feel, if anyone else hates running, sometimes I just get into a very, I don't want to call it like a panicked state while I'm running, but it's that feeling when you know, like for example, last night you're trying to hit a specific distance of like 3 kilometers, and when you start running, it feels impossible. It feels like you're never gonna get there, and your brain is just like, please stop running, for the love of God, we can't do this, this is too much, I'm getting a cramp, please, like just stop, like stop. But then you have the other side of that where your voice is going like, no, you can't stop, you have to get to this distance, like keep pushing, just keep running. Neither of those trains of thoughts while running are really great for me. They don't work for me. And last night I was like, oh my God, like there's no way I can run a 3K without stopping right now, like I can't do this. A more helpful line of thinking for me is just to make it so much more chill and low stakes, if that makes sense. And so what I just kept telling myself in my mind, and what I think I want to keep telling myself with longer distances is like, hey, just see what happens. Just see what happens. It really takes the stakes out of it, do you know what I mean? You're not like, oh my God, you have to keep running. It's just kind of like a, hey man, like see what happens if you keep going, like see how far you can go. I know you want to stop, but what if you just did like a little bit longer and like see, why don't you just see what happens if you keep running, kind of thing. And before I knew it, I had hit like 3K. So that was just very helpful, just being like, okay, well, see where it takes you, you know, see how far you can go. I know you're having a bad time, but like see if it gets better. And I feel like it does get better when, I don't know, I mean, I'm just starting this out. So anyway, long story short, that is my running update, I guess, is that I'm back on the half marathon BS. So we'll see how it goes. But today is my rest day. I do have a workout plan for tonight on my Trainwell app, which I use every single week. Today I have like my full body workout, so that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight, and then no running today. I think right now I'm gonna heat up my leftovers that I ordered last night. Last night I ordered dinner in. I got Thai food, which is just my favorite. Me and Thai food, we should be separated at this point. Like, I'm eating too much of it. I'm eating too much Thai food. Is that possible? I don't know. Thailand is like my number one, I think my number one travel destination that I would love to go to. Maybe next year, I don't know, maybe like a year from now, because that's kind of a big trip to plan, but I would love to go to Thailand. So I'm just gonna check a couple things off of my to-do list, and then I think I'm gonna have, not like a full dinner yet, I'm just gonna make because it's 5:30 p.m. right now, I'm just gonna make, like, heat up my leftovers, and then I think I'm gonna see if I can't get together this reel. The only thing is the lighting is so shit right now because it's so dark. I'll be very excited to show you like more of my short form content. So yeah, and super easy to plan it out with Notability. If I haven't already mentioned, I am a brand ambassador for them this year, and tomorrow I think I want to make like more. I've been having this idea. I don't know if I can make it happen. I probably could, because I don't have a printer here, but I could probably go to like a print shop or the library and print off like custom made bookmarks. I would love to make my own bookmarks on Notability. Like, I would love to draw and like put in some quotes. I just think it would be really cute to like make a DIY bookmark for myself for not every book that I finish, but every book I finish that I really love. I think that would be really cute. Of course, I would like amass a great quantity of bookmarks in a really short time, but I'm gonna see if they have a bookmark template, and if they don't, I'm just gonna make my own, and maybe I can even share it on there, which will be nice. If you do want to check out Notability, it's free to download, and I also have a code. If you want to try their upgraded version, the code is MENB, and the link is in the description too.
따끔한 기운에 고개를 들어 너와의 한 추억을 마주했고 급류에 휩쓸려 본질을 알지 못해 아무렇게 우릴 덮어 나지막한 목소리로 부끄러이 인사하며 간지러운 이별로 끝내 다시 만나